thank you for joining us today. We're here in Denver, of course, and it's been a fantastic week at MCON. And I have not had the chance to sit down with you. We've been trying all week because you are working on a project called Socialstack. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So Socialstack was born out of the last Seed Club cohort. We have really dug into this angle of impact-driven social tokens.
Okay.
And what we're learning over the past few months is that social tokens and DAOs are one and the same. Any social token that gets any sort of meaningful traction eventually will become a fully fledged DAO. And so we're really leaning into this concept of how do we really use this technology for good and take this impact first approach where instead of just focusing on creating a DAO to curate NFTs or do things that are a little bit more just about financial making money, how can we really aggregate a community's co-creative efforts towards a really meaningful mission or goal and use the token as a way to incentivize the behavior towards accomplishing that goal.
Yeah.
We really believe that that's going to be a key new paradigm in how communities come together to solve problems and create something that's really lasting and meaningful by accomplishing really meaningful missions in the world together.
So I want to unpack a couple of things that you said here.
Cool.
The first one I want to talk about is what WTF is a social token.
Yes.
Walk me through what that is. I mean, I know I've experienced them, I know I've used them, but break it down on a very simple layer that I could tell my 76-year-old father what this social token is, that it'll make sense to him.
Well, it's a good point, because the way I describe it is dependent on where down the crypto rabbit hole you are. And so at its most basic level, social tokens are just a new form of exchange that is backed by the underlying social capital of the community that is issuing it.
Okay.
And the demand for the token is mainly driven by what market opportunities does the issuer open up for the token.
Okay.
So what can you redeem it for? What status within the community does it afford you? What exclusive content or premium access tiers does it unlock as you acquire more of the token?
Okay.
And so that market opportunity component is how you drive utility and demand for the token.
Yeah.
But then there's the other piece of it of really putting forward values that connect the community, and the social token is a connective tissue for everybody to aggregate creative efforts around.
Okay, so let me ask if this analogy works.
Yeah.
It may not at all, and if it doesn't, please correct me and tell me, Sam, you've lost your freaking mind.
Okay.
Social token, it sounds like there's a little bit of an analogy or a little bit of parallel to frequent flyer miles, right? If I am on Delta or United or whatever, and I'm using the service over and over again, and I'm going to be ranking up my value in the United club, and then I start showing up at my United hubs into the lounge, and I'm meeting the same group of people, and I'm getting benefits for my hotels and rental cars and stuff like that because I'm a high preferred member. There's some aspects there that doesn't quite fit the social token model, but is there a parallel there? Is there any sort of
So I mean, a basic way to think about social tokens is, especially from a brand's perspective, a reward point on steroids.
Okay.
And when I say social tokens and DAOs are one and the same, I think social tokens, it's a very simple way to start seeding a DAO.
Okay.
There's this concept of progressive decentralization where you can't just on day one say we're a DAO, right? It takes many, many years, honestly, to start from that point of a leadership team and our initial team having a vision and slowly starting to get tokens in hands, distribute ownership and governance to the community in the right way. And so we have a couple big brands on our platform now that are starting off with the token just as a rewards point, but the goal is to start to introduce more and more ways to earn the token, more and more ways to redeem the token, and just more value of being a part of the community based on token access tiers. But I would say the most simple way I could describe this asset class to a crypto native person is a social token is just a way to capture the value of the community that forms forms around NFTs.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
It forms
cool.
out of creators' NFTs or brands or communities.
Yeah,
NFTs.
so if you like a Bored Ape or you're crypto dad or something like that, and you're in that community, you're on those Discord channels, you're engaging, you're helping. I like it.
Yeah, I think what Loot did is the right model, which is get NFTs in hands, and then you drop the social token to further activate the community.
That's cool. So let me ask you, the other part that you mentioned though is it's not just a social token. Like Socialstack is focused on impact first social tokens. So what does that mean? Impact first.
So impact first really means it's a question of what behavior within the community are you incentivizing with the token. And so an example I'll give is Starboard. They're a really big surfing company that we've started to work with, and there's only 2 ways to earn the token. You can participate in beach cleanup days.
I like those.
Or you can plant mangrove trees.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 ways for you to earn the token. And then on the flip side, you can redeem it for heavy discounts on surfboards.
Right.
And so the concept of impact first there, again, what behavior are you incentivizing with the token? We as Socialstack have 4 impact pillars that if you're going to launch with us, you need to align with them.
Okay.
And once we continue the process of becoming a DAO, eventually the Socialstack DAO, we'll call it the Socialstack Impact Collective, will be the governing mechanism that really defines and stewards those impact pillars. But really we're trying to see the culture. Social tokens are still so early, it's not clear what direction they'll go in. And so we want to really make a stand on saying this is what social tokens are, this is what they can be used for, and really inspire use cases that are impact first.
That's great. I mean, you're trailblazing. You're cutting new paths, which I like. By the way, I am a big fan of beach cleanup days. When I going way back to my childhood, we would do beach cleanup days in the morning down in La Jolla, and then would spend the afternoon in SeaWorld. Which now that may not be as appropriate as it was when I was in the early '90s. But it was such a great thing to be able to do. I really felt I cared more about my local beaches after having picked up mountains of cigarette butts.
Yeah, but social tokens are now introducing just such an interesting new paradigm for that behavior to happen. Because now you're earning tokens, you're getting status within the community that also cares about the same causes. And we see social tokens not as a new way to make money off your fans or like a new decentralized social network, but more like really this new paradigm for how communities that care about meaningful things can connect within each other and like really dig deep into getting things done.
Is there a difference between a social token and a reputation token?
I would say reputation token is in the asset class. So social tokens, I would describe like there's personal tokens, which is probably more so reputation tokens. There's creator tokens, which maybe is like a hybrid between community tokens and personal tokens, depending on the nuance of how they execute it. But I'm not really bullish on reputations tokens specifically. I don't want a future where we're all speculating on each other like a stock market.
No.
And that's what that's what platforms like BitCloud are taking. And it's not right or wrong. It's just like
it's different.
We as an industry need to think very deeply about what we're building and the paradigms we're creating, because as soon as we've reached the tipping point where social tokens are mainstream, it will be too late
to make any changes
to really steer it in the right direction. And so we have to start now.
No, I definitely agree with that. The reputation token, when I think about reputation tokens, I think about them as being non-transferable. And so they are locked into the identity of that wallet, right?
Got it. So the way we think about that is NFTs.
Yes.
So we're building out kind of version 2 of Socialstack, basically achievement NFTs. So the same way, like if you're a gamer, like Xbox or PlayStation, like you can get achievements within games. We want to provide issuers the ability to gamify the community and to tie, like users can unlock achievements by hitting certain milestones. It might be a number of beach cleanup days, for example, or earning a minimum amount of tokens, completing specific tasks. We really want to, we're really inspired by Charles Eisenstein's gift economy concept. And really trying to figure out how do we create that cadence within the tokens that we have and specifically tie status and reputation to gifting.
Interesting.
And make sure that's seen by the community.
That's very interesting. And some of that stuff, it sounds like the rabbit hole projects where you can earn like experience points that will unlock certain things. Or, when you're talking about joining a Discord for the first time, you're at kind of a level 1. And as you communicate and engage, your status rises, and that'll unlock either new servers or new conversations or new aspects of how you engage in that community.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. So let me ask this. You're fairly familiar with Harmony as of like having conversations this week.
Yeah.
And looking at Harmony, both kind of the technology and the culture and some of the initiatives, what do you think are some of the alignments that come between Harmony itself, our community, and what you're trying to do with Socialstack?
Yeah, I think over the long run, all dApps will connect to every chain. And so I'm not too concerned about, we have to build with Polygon, we have to build with Harmony, we have to build, because eventually this is all going to become plug and play Legos.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's more of a question, we, in the early days of the project, we were deciding to either launch with tokens on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, or tokens on Ethereum and Celo.
Right.
The reason we chose Celo was because of the vibe.
Yeah.
It's very important, especially with the asset class we're building, to keep the community sacred.
Yeah.
And so anyone we integrate with, any technology partners we launch with, it has to be a deeper decision than just the technology.
Yeah.
We have to really vibe with the culture, the community. And I think, the fact that Harmony is out here at MCON, like, this is where the culture is. This is where the community is. Like, I'm sure people tuning in, and maybe yourself, were at Bitcoin Miami Week, but it was...
I heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, degeneracy is a strong word.
Right.
But it was really clear that in the face of all the money in the space, values have been set aside in that ecosystem. And what I feel here, there's people that are operating from their heart, from a place where they really truly believe in the core value of crypto.
Yeah.
And I feel like Harmony, not only like sponsoring it, being here, like integrating with this community, like we definitely align with that culture very much.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And that's really what we're trying to... It's one of the visions of Steven, our founder. Early days, our tagline was consensus for 10 billion people. And there isn't 10 billion people, so that means that you got to get busy. But consensus not in the form of a consensus algorithm, but coming together on agreement around something. So this is about community. This is about unifying people and bringing them together. And the thing that I love about Harmony is this culture that goes back to the early days of crypto, when it wasn't necessarily about securing your bag. It was about lifting people, banking the unbanked. It was providing opportunities for people to really achieve this personal freedom that we have been shackled to the establishment for so long, we don't even notice our chains anymore.
Yeah.
And crypto at its core was supposed to break those chains. And I think DAOs are the path to that. And I think that's where the cultural alignment is really great.
Yeah.
So, I'm very excited to learn more. Let me flip it over to you. What kind of questions do you have for me around Harmony? Or anything.
Yeah. Well, I could solicit a lot of hot takes for you right now, but I want to keep it friendly for our friends tuning in right now. So I would say that, my main question is, like, when it comes to the Harmony community, like, what would you say your thing is? Like, because it seems like you didn't really lean too heavy into NFTs over the past year. I think that being DAO first, I don't know if that was like the logic of the thinking. I think that's really interesting. And a lot of foresight and like where things are going. I think we saw DeFi season, we saw NFT season. I think we're heading into DAO season, and if not, at some point soon. How does Harmony think about where it's positioned in the full like DeFi opportunity ecosystem? That's
an excellent question, and I'm not going to speak for Harmony, because I view Harmony already as in very much of a DAO situation. I'm going to speak from Sam Harrison's perspective, who is a contributor to the Harmony ecosystem. So the first thing I'd say is I think Harmony has always tried to be this world of a multi-chain world. We think that is the future. There are going to be waves. There's going to be the DeFi wave, there's going to be the NFT wave, there's going to be the DAO wave, there's going to be the play-to-earn wave, right? And all those waves are very exciting, and our goal is to enable the right sort of tools, the right sort of technology, the right sort of platform for any of these to take off. I think you're right. I think we missed a little bit of the DeFi summer. we have caught up. We have Sushi Swap is doing great, and we have many dexes and many farms on Harmony that benefit from the low transaction costs and super fast transaction speeds, which is great. NFTs, we're also a little bit behind, but we are catching up because now we have our own NFT marketplace, DaVinci, and we are moving forward with that. But one of the things that we actually absolutely believe in is we would not be where we are without our community, and we would not be where we are without the Ethereum community. We are EVM compatible for a reason, right? This is the group of people who are the innovators, who are taking the first steps, who are breaking the new ground, and we want to help them accomplish that. And I don't view us as being competitive to any other chain. We want to be more collaborative. And not always necessarily around the technology. Maybe it is the culture, right? Maybe the people who want to hang out with us and come to MCON and realize this world of its multi-chain, multi-DAO world. That's who we embrace. That's who we're willing to get COVID to hang out with.
All right. Next question.
Fire away.
Give me your, okay, let's say you're gonna launch a PFP project on Harmony. You want it to be like Bored Ape Yacht Club. Give me the animal, give me like the angle, give me your 10,000 NFT collection. Pitch it to me.
Pangolins. I love pangolins.
Pangolins, okay.
Pangolins. Okay, so cool. Pangolin, it looks like, so pangolins look like an anteater wrapped in like an armadillo shell.
Okay.
And they're just super cool. And little baby penguins, whenever you see them, it looks like a freshman asking a senior to prom. Okay. It's such a cool look. It's like, but they're great. I love pangolins.
Okay. And so are these things cute? Are they scary? Are they mean? Are they like...
So that's the question, right? So we'll start doing, I think that as a generative work, we will have, of course, they're cute. They're not like cute, but they're like, oh, that's kind of cool looking, right? But then deep inside, maybe one of the generations, or it's a zombie pangolin, or it's a ghosty pangolin, right? And so that would be my view. And then what I would like to see, because they look like they have armor, like some of the swag that they wear, some of the glasses or whatever, it's more like at night, like you'll have weapons, or you'll have different armors, or you'll have like an Iron Man suit or something like that pops up around it, all in the pangolin universe.
Well, you heard it here, folks. 2021 MCON, the best NFT alpha you're gonna find. Text Pangolin to 5555.
Get it on the pre-sale.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Good question. Thank you very much, Andrew. Anything else that you want to talk about? Anything else you want to announce? Hot take on MCON. You hated it. It was the worst.
Yeah, I think...
You just agreed with that. You realize that, right?
Yeah, it was the worst. Ironically, yes. So what I would say is that DAO season is coming. You all, as well as us, have a responsibility to come into this space and really shape where it goes. There's no guarantee that the space goes to the light side. There's no guarantee that all the technology that we're building right now is really going to be used in a way that's going to uplift the entire world. And so it's going to take people stepping up, taking leadership roles in the space, taking initiative, and putting themselves out there to actually, build in the right direction. And the beautiful thing about this technology is it gives a lot of sovereignty to the individual, a lot of power to the individual to do that. So you can't be passive. It's a very crucial time for humanity, and we have the tools to bring it to the light side. But it's not gonna get there on its own automatically.
The only thing for evil to win is for a good man to do nothing.
Correct.
All right, well, thank you very much. Love the interview. I loved hanging out with you, and I look forward to seeing what happens with Socialstack.
Thank you.
Very excited.